Hey guys, it's Chris Wong. I'm filming this video as of November 12th, 2024, and I'd like to talk about why I prefer to live off of dividends and not off the sale of shares. So as a disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a guy interested in building a portfolio. So in the last week or the last few days of my Equestrian margin account, I actually saw how much the portfolio rose up by, and I saw there was probably opportunities for me to sell TSLY and CONY for a profit and decide to get more into the inverse ETFs. Now, whether it's a good transaction or not, I did not time it perfectly in order to try to maximize the profits of CONY and TSLY and then try to minimize the share price of getting into the inverse ETFs. So I thought about having this idea because I had a margin call last week and I actually sold YQQQ in order to settle the call. And when I sold YQQQ, I actually sold it at around 1850 while my average book price was 1870. But because of the dividend I got from YQQQ, I actually overall averaged about like $20 in the profits. So even though I did sell it at a loss, the dividend made up for it. So from this experience, and because I'm seeing the market go up a lot in the last week, I actually thought, what if I get more inverse ETFs? Try to get more shares of inverse ETFs and try to lower the shares of, let's say, TSLY and CONY. I sold many shares of CONY at around $16, not knowing that it could eventually reach up to 19 or 20 in the last couple of days. So that made a huge difference in how much profit I could be missing. And also when I bought FIAT, which is the inverse of CONY, I actually averaged around $11. And even though the lowest I saw in the last couple of days was like $9. So it was opportunities I missed and the potential to try to maximize the number of shares of the inverse ETFs. Same with TSLY and CRSH. I actually sold TSLY at around average of $13.12 and tried to accumulate shares of CRSH at that time around like $9 or $10. And now I see that TSLY went up as high as like say $15 and CRSH went down as low as around $8. The stock market can be very hard to predict whether it's going to go up or down, when the top of the market is or when the bottom of the market is for each cycle. And that goes the same with single stock ETFs or just single stocks in general. It's very hard to predict and very hard to time it correctly to try to maximize your profits. So that's why I prefer to live off dividends, and I prefer to invest regularly no matter what the market is doing, because my long-term goal is to live off of dividends off index-based ETFs or ETFs that cover multiple companies. So since my mindset is long-term investing and investing for life, I would say it's just a learning experience and I just move on from it. Sure, I could have missed out on a lot of profits by not timing it correctly, but since my goal is long-term investing, I'm still going to get continuous income, and I don't have TSLY, CONY, or even the inverses as the primary positions on my portfolio. So in the future, if Tesla or Coinbase go back down and it causes TSLY or CONY to go back down and the inverses to go back up, then I will consider getting CONY or TSLY again. I just want to make sure that when I do buy them, they are less than what I originally sold them for. In the future, if I do accumulate more shares of TSLY or CONY, I may consider just hold them longer and just hold them no matter what happens in the market. Because in the long term, I'd rather hold ETFs that actually go up when the underlying goes up or goes down when the underlying goes down. The success of the growth of my portfolio over time came from actually holding my investments for long periods of time. A lot of times it came from just not really making any changes, and there are a lot of changes I made in my portfolio over time that I actually regret doing, but they were just learning experiences. They're just mistakes I learned from. The growth came from the growth in the stock market. It came from all the dividends I got over time, and it came from the consistency of contributing money into my portfolio and buying shares and holding them for a long time. Sometimes I wonder if I just pick good quality investments and just become a buy and hold, never think about selling, would I actually have done better than I'm doing right now? I hope you guys liked the video. If you liked the video, please give me a thumbs up. Otherwise, please subscribe to my channel for future videos. Thank you guys for watching.